Well, man, let's dive into your gear. I associate you live-wise with a 52 Esquire and
That's correct.
single pickup. Is that what because I can't really see with the Zoom call, is that what you played on the way in?
That's the guitar I'm playing right now. This is Mexican Fender 52 reissue Esquire. Everything on the guitar has been changed. Not because I wanted to change it, just stuff wears out and you have to change it. So I think what people usually ask about is the pickup for this guitar, and because funny enough, like I got this guitar to be my second because I had a Telecaster American Standard that was my kind of A guitar. I needed a backup because we started touring a lot, and I got this one. But when I got this one, the pickup that came with it was like half the volume of my other one. So a buddy of mine said, "Oh, I've got like a single coil pickup that's really loud that you can just have." So he gave that to me, and now it became my number one guitar immediately. That pickup was a Schecter 500T. It's the Mark Knopfler Walk of Life Tele pickup,
okay,
which Schecter doesn't make them anymore, but Harry Husel in Germany makes them now. So that's all I play. Every one of my band guitars are his pickups. So it's basically an over-wound single coil pickup, and some of the winds are half of the winds are in one direction, the other half are in the other, so you can tap it if you want to. I don't have it tapped, I just have it on full blast. A big part also of the Esquire is it's not a one pickup Telecaster. A lot of people think it is. It's really about the switching. Like people see the toggle switch on it and they're like, why does it have a switch if it's one pickup? It's because it chooses different wiring. Like in the back position that would be just a Tele bridge position, it's on full blast and it's bypassed the tone circuit, so only the volume is active. So it gets a little bit of a volume boost. In the middle, it's like a standard sort of Tele bridge position where both tone and volume are active. And then forward, it again pulls the tone out of the circuit, but there's a bass boost, so it's really dark and really loud. So like that without any pickups, sounds like that. It's like really dark, but then you add fuzz to it and it goes, see? So it just made, my bandmate has, his drums are set up because we're gonna do some like tom overdub stuff here in a second, and it makes the drums go, oh, when I do that. It's pretty awesome. But it's necessary because if you start with a really bright guitar sound and then you put a really bright pedal on top of that and a really bright amp on top of that, it's just ice pick city. It's horrible. So it's really cool to start with a super dark, murky tone, and then you get all the liveliness from the pedals and the amp. So that's our main guitar, is this guy right here. And then the bridge is just some bridge from Amazon or whatever, because I like the 3 saddle sort of traditional ashtray bridges, but we do a lot of sort of bar chording, power chord stuff up high on the neck, like 10th, 12th fret area. And if you can't intonate each individual string, it's going to be a mess. So I had to get one that has 6 individual saddles on it, but they're still brass saddles, which I much prefer the sound of, even though they're a little softer, so strings will sort of dig little channels in them, and I have like an emery board that I just keep in my road case and just file the little channels out every now and again. The neck is again, it's like a pretty cheap neck. I have markers on the back of it here for when we're playing dark stages. I can still see them. It's like a Mighty Mite, like an $80 neck. There's nothing to it. It was just simple. Like when the original neck, I messed the frets up on it from just going off, like being silly at a show and just like thrashing around, and so it pulled one of the frets off of it, and I spoke to my buddy who's a luthier. I was like, what does it cost to get a refret? And he was like, I don't know, over $200. And a new neck was $80. So I was like, well, that was easy.
Yeah.
So I just got a new neck. It has the, what are they called? Hip shot, locking tuners, bone, nut. And I think everything else is probably standard on this. So yeah, this is the main guitar that I use, but I'm gonna grab this other one because this other guitar that I just had made is basically, it's a different body style, but it's basically the same guitar, and it's kind of becoming my number one. So let me grab that.
Now, as you grab the other guitar, Christian, when you got the Esquire to replace or kind of supplement the American Standard you had, did you know that the wiring was going to be something that you were going to enjoy, and you're like, oh, that extra bass boost and the way that the 3-way works for you was going to be something beneficial to the band, or was that just a happy accident?
No, much like my entire life. I had no idea. I was like, I want a white Telecaster. And I went to the store and they didn't have one, but they had a white Esquire. So I was like, that's probably fine. I don't mess with the neck anyway. And then I liked it so much that I converted my Telecaster to an Esquire, like wiring wise, not just taking the neck pick out, but it's an Esquire. This is also basically an Esquire. It's an MJT Telemaster body.